Well, the first three members of the 2013-2014 Kalamazoo Wings about to be announced, and right near Labor Day, let's talk about the first three players, and it starts, I think, right now with the captain, Elgin Reed, returning back to the fold, coming off a solid season, a little one that had a little injury here and there that he'd like to amend, but a good way to go on the blue line.
Yeah, I mean, Elgin Reed obviously was a leader for our club in the last two seasons, and he's been a good player and a player who contributes every day. You know, he comes to practice. He wants to get something done. He wants to get better every day. He moves the puck real hard in practice and in games, and obviously a mobile defenseman with leadership qualities that we're excited to have back.
One guy that you kind of alluded to in the last video that we did that may be a target of bringing back is also back, assistant captain Sam Fittorick, a guy that you have used at forward, you've used at defense, and looking at to this year, similar to last year, could be a staple on the blue line.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Sam Fittorick, helps our power play with his skill set and his shot, and is a consistent leader for us, and is a guy that'll do anything for the team. You know, he's the ultimate team first player. Whether he's played every position but goaltender, and if I'd let him, he'd play goaltender as well. So, he even has his own gear. So, he's one of those guys who competes. He's played the game for a long time, and I know he had a tough off season last year, and had battled through the whole season for us and did a great job, and we're excited to have him back with a sort of a fresh start for himself this year.
Third player, maybe a slight surprise since he was traded from here a year ago, but Justin Taylor, a guy that you know very well, brings a lot of grit. He can bring scoring touch up front.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when you trade a guy away and then you have an opportunity to get him back, we were excited. We knew we had to give up a good piece to get a good piece. And Justin Taylor obviously had a slow start for us last year with 3 points in 11 games. And, I feel he's a better player than that. But one thing he does bring, he brings excitement to the room. He brings leadership qualities as a young player with his commitment to the game and the way he competes in practice and the way he sticks up for teammates. And, there was nothing wrong. I did not like him. It was the fact that I had to move to get a defenseman, which we felt we needed. So, very fortunate to have an opportunity to have him back. He's got more experience, had another playoff run for himself, where his team did a great job down there in Idaho and all the way to the conference finals. So, he's been a guy who's been playing in the postseason every year that he's been here, and a guy we're excited to bring in.
You go in here now with a little more than a month away for the start of training camp. Obviously, the K-Wings announcing 3, probably a little bit more than that. On a PR standpoint, there is some strategy involved to that. Is there any advantages in recruiting to have 3 announced right near Labor Day?
I don't think there's any advantages. I mean, some guys try to hide their players, and so the players don't know who's signed where, but they're all into the league, and slowly as we do things, we bring them out to the media and out to our great fan base we have here in Kalamazoo, and all of our followers. So we don't have any strategy. We don't try to do anything that way. We just try to be smart and make good media decisions, and that's why you're here. You make all those decisions for us, Mike.
When we look here late August, we're looking the 22nd here today. You obviously look pretty calm, so we know there's more coming down. When you look at the recruiting process this year, a little bit longer than maybe you would have liked with not making the postseason in April, how happy are you with the way this team's shaping up?
I'm excited with the start, and I think we've improved our hockey team, and we're a team that's going to compete. And everybody's going to talk a lot about the fact that we didn't make the postseason, but our goal is not just to make the postseason. Our goal is to win a championship, and that's what we're here for every day, and that's what we strive for. Obviously, one of the steps to do that is you have to make the postseason to be involved in that postseason play to win that championship. But we're not going to over-talk. We're not going to overthink. We're going to be prepared, and we're going to recruit hard. And obviously, we've had an addition of another assistant coach as well in Colin Chalk, and he's going to help with us. He's going to help that a lot. He's already done a great job helping us this summer, and he's been a valuable resource so far, and I know he's going to continue to do that. So we're going to change some things up in our D zone this year and make some adjustments so we're not giving up as many shots, and we're excited with where we're at this part of the year.
You obviously had a good part of recruiting before the assistant coach was in place. how much has he been able to bring to the table in that regard?
Well, slowly but surely. When you're in a first-time coaching role, we don't hand all the phone calls off to Colin Chalk right off the bat and say, start talking, because it's something that he has to learn. He's made a few phone calls in the past, sort of being the player assistant coach there in Fort Wayne, and we're easing him into that process, and it's the evaluation of what we're trying to get that he's been helping with, and the game planning, and the day-to-day operations that he's been helping with so far.
We have the belief that the affiliation or affiliations, depending on how things go, will be announced sooner than later. How much, with a month and a half to the season starting, that about players that you'll be receiving yet from those teams?
Yeah, obviously it's tough to talk about when we haven't made those announcements yet, but we are going to receive some players from an affiliate or two, maybe. I'm not sure. So, we're excited. We're in constant dialogue with the organization or organizations that we work with. So, we're very fortunate that we have great partners, and I believe we will again.
So the Kalamazoo Wings' first three players have been announced: Elgin Reed, Sam Fittorick, and Justin Taylor. In fact, we'll be talking with two of those players that have signed here in Kalamazoo in just a few minutes. You can look for that here on YouTube, as well as Facebook, Twitter, or here on kwings.com.